This video is showing you how to use your new Iris door. The controls are here. I'll give you a quick rundown of what's in the box. We have the PLC here. This is the main controller. This is the power supply right there. We have two circuit breakers. This one controls the AC. This one controls the DC. And this is the stepper drive. This runs the motor down here. This was configured with two buttons on the side that'll open and close the door. So this first one, this reset button, will close the door as well as reset the program for the user player input. This force open button can be used to open the door. So if we press that, you can see the door will go to full open. And we can use that green one again to close it. There's no sensor on the close input. You can see we can go a little further and actually stall the motor a bit if we want, but typically just adjust it to fully closed or whatever you think, and that'll be fine. As far as the sensor for the open input, I'm going to show you that now. If we open the door a little more than closed, you can get access to that. You can see the sensor is right down here. It's just sensing on the metal on one of the linear guide blocks. You can adjust this by twisting it in and out to adjust the full open position slightly, but you won't be able to adjust a whole lot. It should be configured right now pretty well for a 30-inch tube, which is what we're using in our escape room, so I don't think it'll be any problem. We'll go ahead and open her back up. In addition to the jog buttons, obviously the players are normally going to be using a keypad, as I understand. So the input for that is going to be on these two black terminal blocks. It's just a ground. So you just jumper the two together. It's a dry 24-volt contact. The door will fully open. I'll show you that now. Let's go ahead and reset the door to its normally closed position. So again, press the green button. So we'll go to our closed position. And then we just need to grab our jumper wire here. So just a jumper, just to test. And you can see if I just jumper these two terminals, the door will fully command open. Now this is a latching input. What I mean by latching is once the keypad activates those once, they just touch once, it'll stay locked open. The players will not be able to close the door the rest of the game until this green button is pressed. I can configure the program differently if need be, but I think that should work fine given what I was told. So the door will stay open after it's been solved once. That should be most everything you need to know about the electronics. Everything in the box is pretty simple. I don't have a wiring diagram, but any of the brown wires are plus 24 volts. The blues are the return line common on 24 volts. The only two AC lines in the cabinet are these black and white ones. They just power this power supply that outputs 24 volts. The stepper inputs are here. There's 4 for a stepper input, and then that sensor input is on these 3. Otherwise, it's pretty self-explanatory. There shouldn't be much of anything that can go wrong. I can send you the PLC programs and the programs for the stepper drive if you like. Here's the PLC program. It's very, very simple, as you can see. You can add to it or use it for other parts of the room if you'd like. There's obviously plenty of room in the box for other stuff you'd want to add. But anyways, that should be about everything you need to know. As far as the leaf position, I guess that's the last thing I'll go over. Go ahead and close this thing one more time. You'll notice there's, as I said, just minor little gaps in the leaves. It's pretty normal based on the tolerances, but it can also be adjusted if you want. We usually like a little bit of a gap in ours, just in case dirt, grit, anything goes in there, it doesn't jam the door. The motor's set to the lowest possible torque to open it. There's a little bit of play in there, but that's just for safety in case anything gets snagged. You don't want it ripping or anything. But anyways, if you want to adjust the leaves, you just take off this top plate with these 12 bolts on the perimeter. And then there's 4 bolts on each of these threaded into the blocks. And once you take each leaf off, you can slide it out and adjust it as well. It's pretty easy to take apart if you want. Probably don't recommend taking off the linear guides themselves down here. Those should be relatively permanent, but everything else you can adjust and take off as you want for servicing or whatever. Sensor, I think we've addressed just about everything. If you want to adjust the backlash on the motor, there's these bolts on either side and you can slide it in and out. Should be no reason to do that. The motor's going to lock pretty well in its home position, but if you want more of a holding torque, I can add that as well. It's currently set to reduce torque by about 50% when it's still, just to keep the motor cool and to save energy, but if you want more, we can probably adjust that. But anyways, this will wrap up the video. If you have any questions, let me know. We'll plan on getting this thing out Monday. So thanks for your purchase, guys, and look forward to seeing this in action in your room. Thanks, bye.